everybody, welcome to Wild Boy Movies, the place to talk movies. And today, we're going to be talking about one of the most best and greatest cinematic universes of all time. A cinematic universe that has probably made a lot of people's childhoods. The M&M's cinematic universe. Because, yes, there is the cinematic universe of the M&M's through the commercials. And what I'm going to be doing in this video is talking about how unironically the lore of the M&M's is amazing. So that's what I'm going to be talking about here in this video. And also be sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and comment down below your thoughts on the lore of the M&M's through the commercials. But without further ado, let's get right into it. Alright, so if you went ahead and clicked on this video and wondered, wait, there's no way that the M&M's have an actual cinematic universe, I'm here to tell you, yes they do. And it's through the form of the 30-second commercials that we've been getting since like the mid-1990s. And that's been going on for like 30 years. Like the M&M characters that you see up on screen right now through this image, that is what I call like the M&M cinematic universe, where we follow these characters under like random missions while at the same time promoting the M&M's candies, and most of the time it's the M&M's avoiding getting eaten. At least that's what it was in like the 2010s commercials for M&M's. And it's because of those commercials that I do really think that M&M's might be the best candy that we've gotten. Now, don't get me wrong, the M&M's candies themselves, even without the commercials, are still pretty good. I mean, I do enjoy like the milk chocolate M&M's, but my favorite has to be like the peanut butter M&M's. And I did try the PB&J M&M's, and those were actually pretty good. But it was because of the commercials where I wanted to get some M&M's merch. So you see the M&M pillow behind me? The commercials were the reason why I got that M&M's pillow in the first place. I wanted the plushies, but M&M's World did not have them when I went in 2019. So I had to settle with the red pillow, and that is satisfactory. But that's not what we're talking about in this video. We're talking about the lore of the M&M's and how it's just unironically amazing. I mean, there is so much lore in the M&M's commercials that MatPat even made a whole theory that the M&M's are cannibals, and that is just such an insane like theory that he put out there. And you kind of could see it if you watch all of those commercials from 1995 all the way to like around like 2019, I would say. But yeah, I gotta say, like, in like the eras of the M&M commercials, the 2010s has to be like my favorite of the M&M commercials, mainly because that's when I grew up, and that was the era of M&M commercials that were airing on TV that I just liked a lot. But it was mainly because it was the M&M's trying to avoid being eaten by regular people, but yet these M&M's had no hesitation at eating their own kind. I mean, there was a hazelnut spread M&M commercial in 2019 where they flat out had the M&M characters, except for Miss Brown, eat the hazelnut spread M&M. Yeah, that was the commercial that started that MatPat M&M cannibal food theory video, and they blatantly did not hide it. I mean, Yellow, who is voiced by J.K. Simmons, aka J. Jonah Jameson, flat out said, yeah, we ate him, but not all of him, referring to that they didn't eat the gloves and shoes, which is so out there for like a company that is just promoting their chocolate candies, and they're saying that their candies are so good, even the M&M mascots would eat them. And yeah, that's just straight up murder, first of all. But it's just insane that the people involved in making these commercials were like, how about for the hazelnut spread M&M's, we reveal a new mascot, but cop out and don't by having the M&M's eat the hazelnut spread M&M. Like, that out there was just crazy. And the most ironic part is, again, the M&M characters that we see do not want to get eaten. but they have absolutely no problems in eating one of their own spokes candies. Like, that's just flat out crazy. Another thing that makes the M&M's lore crazy is the amount of crossovers that this series of commercials has had. Now, I'm not talking about like appearances of like other candies. Like, we didn't see the M&M characters cross over with like the Hershey bar. What I'm talking about is that the M&Ms had interactions with Optimus Prime. Red and Yellow had like a little adventure with Shrek and Donkey. And the M&Ms, the red and yellow one, were kidnapped by Nightcrawler from the X-Men, but not the Alan Cumming X-Men of Nightcrawler. The Nightcrawler that we saw in Dark Phoenix and Apocalypse, ironically making Transformers, Shrek, and X-Men all exist in the M&M cinematic universe, and they even considered joining the dark side with Darth Vader, so Star Wars is also canon to the M&M's universe. But what's even crazier, even with all of these like big IP characters meeting up with the M&M's, the Geico Gecko even made an appearance in the M&M commercials, particularly the one where Miss Brown was trying to get some insurance, and the Geico Gecko was like, yeah, I'm sorry, but we can't have insurance on you because you are a piece of chocolate. Like, that is just crazy. Just all of the insane cameos and appearances of these big IP characters in the M&M commercials. I know they were just for like marketing purposes, for like tie-ins, because there were some ogre-sized M&Ms whenever one of the Shrek movies came out. There was also X-Men Apocalypse themed M&Ms in terms of like the packaging. But these ironically made the different franchises a part of the M&M's universe, which is just crazy to think about. And some of these commercial storylines were rather interesting. I mean, we had the M&M gang break up, like, they separated and went their own separate ways twice, once in Australia and the other in the United States, in part of like a promotion for like a huge cash prize. And then there was also like the M&Ms going to like this island where we get some ancient M&Ms, like ancestors, trying to eat the main M&Ms alive, which there are some like other M&M scenarios, like the M&Ms trying to paint themselves blue just to get some attention, and there's also a genie one, and then of course the instances of the M&Ms trying to be eaten. Well, not really trying to be eaten, but people trying to eat the M&Ms, and the M&Ms trying to avoid that situation, and that has been going on for like a while, but they really have not had that in really a long time. They just focused on M&M's bringing good to the world, but I do miss the days of the M&M's trying to be running away and not trying to be eaten. And one last thing that I will talk about here is some of the characters in here. Now, I'm not talking about like the origins of the M&M's. I'm talking about characters that have went missing. We know that there's like the main group of M&M's, red, yellow, orange, brown, green, and blue. But there are other M&M characters, like I know going on they have a purple M&M that is still being used to this day. But there was also a pretzel guy that was used for like promoting the pretzel M&Ms. He randomly like disappeared in like 2012 or 2013. We haven't seen that guy since. There's also the caramel guy. He has been missing since 2017. He has not made an appearance ever since the BET Awards collab with M&M's. And yeah, those two, the caramel guy and the pretzel guy, have been gone ever since. And they have not explained what happened to those particular characters. But that was kind of a glimpse of the lore of the M&M's characters and the commercials. I know these are like meant to like sell you to buy the M&M's candies for you to eat and enjoy, but these commercials, not only did they have to be so nostalgic for me, but also did not have to go so hard in some of its lore. But I want to hear from you guys. what do you guys think of the M&M's lore that I basically described in this video? And what is also your favorite flavor of M&M's? Go ahead and leave those down in the comment section. And while you're at it, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next video. And have a great day.